look at us, all in different clothes, because this is a different week, and this is definitely not the same week that we filmed the first two episodes. This is definitely the third week we are doing this, all us three alone. There definitely wasn't like anything going on. No, it's just been us. Don't worry about it. 3 weeks, just 3 weeks in a row. There definitely hasn't. There's been time. Time has passed. Absolutely. Yeah, not just like 3 hours, just weeks. Weeks have gone by.
It's spread out. So this is...
Yeah, it's spread out. It's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks. I forgot what happened last week. Oh my God. Okay, now for real. Hola, 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 and welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real in the tea in reality, and you can always come for us to quench your thirst. I'm Eduardo, the Mexican representative of this podcast. I'm here to talk shit and get hit. As I said, this is the third week that we're doing this. Definitely the third week, not the third hour that we're doing this. Yeah, I am excited to talk about my queen Thalía. I am so excited about this. But yeah, yeah, I don't know what else to say. Yeah.
Well, I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I decided to wear one of my local queen's shirt. It is Crystal Method, and I've shared this story before, but when she came back from filming Drag Race, she was like going around telling people, oh yeah, I was visiting family in Mexico. And we're all like, sure,
yeah, absolutely.
Jan. Okay.
Sure, Jan.
But I am just drinking some water, and it is the exact same level of water from the past two episodes. That's crazy how that worked out.
But it is not
weird.
The same bottle.
Definitely
it is
not.
absolutely not.
Because it's been 3 weeks since the first episode.
Hello. I think Lily was trying to join. But anyways, hi, I'm River, your Brazilian correspondent here on The Cup. And I, for the third week in a row, for some reason, I chose my Mafalda mug because, of course, Latin icon.
What a weird coincidence. This is the third week that you drink out of the Mafalda mug. Who would have thought? What a weird coincidence. It's been 3 weeks. Believe me. Please believe me. Anyways, yeah. Before we continue, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things down below. All of our socials are down in the description, and they're also scrolling slowly past the screen if you are watching this. We also put this on Spotify for all of us audio viewers only, and you can also get your merch at loungediscretions.etsy.com, where you can get your cup mug, your cup bottle, your cup shirt, your cup socks. There's a lot of things down there, so go get your merch. And yeah, we have also many other channels where we talk about wrestling, we talk about reality television, and we also talk about Eurovision. If you're interested in any of those, make sure to go down in the description. We have channels for all of those. It's a lot of work, and I don't even do most of it. So thank you, Logan, for doing all that work.
I love audio viewers. I love that.
Audio viewers.
Yeah, so
they're viewing the audio.
I'm an audio viewer.
Anyway.
Audio listeners, whatever. You know what I mean. Whatever.
I know what you meant. I'm just
cares?
being like a sister and being like, you misspoke.
I'm
This is what happens
over
when we
here.
are not 3 hours back to back filming together, but 3 weeks.
Yes.
3
weeks.
Apart.
It's been 3 weeks. Yes, absolutely. And yeah, it's all the work I do to translate these episodes for y'all to make sure you're understanding. This is how you treat me. This is how you treat me. How very dare you. I am doing the heavy lifting today. How very dare you? Anyways, today we're talking about episode 3 of La Más Draga season 1. Yeah, we're talking about an absolute icon today, and I can't wait to get started. There you go. My speaking is getting better. There you go.
Words are hard, and you know what?
They are hard.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. Anyways, should we just get started? Are we missing anything?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Let's get started. Okay, so we go back into the not workroom to the NYX Lounge, and everyone is really upset because Cordelia is gone. R.I.P. Cordelia. But also, a lot of queens are claiming that Cordelia threw the lip sync, that Cordelia was not trying in the lip sync, and that she just basically gave up her spot for her drag daughter because she loves her drag daughter so much that she couldn't see herself taking that spot away from her. So people are claiming that Cordelia threw the lip sync.
Who claimed that?
Several of the queens.
Okay. Was Bárbara one of them?
I think so. I didn't write down who said it, but several of the queens were mentioning it.
I'm sure Lana didn't love hearing that.
Right?
Well, they said it in the confessional. They didn't say it to her face.
Oh, okay.
Because
in the confessional,
it was Lana. Like it's in a way, it's nice that your drag mother thought of you first, which is usually what a mother does. But also kind of like a little offensive. Kind of like, okay, so you didn't think I was good enough to actually beat you if you were actually trying? Okay. Okay. It's kind of both at the same time.
Yeah, it's a little wild, but like all of the girls were saying that they thought Lana won the lip sync and that she did well. It's just that they know what Cordelia can do, and apparently what we saw on stage is not what normally Cordelia does, like on bars. So,
or maybe she was just like, maybe she didn't like intentionally throw it, but like maybe she was just thrown off by having to go against her daughter, that she didn't do the best as she could.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe she, when she was eliminated, she did say some cryptic things about like, I wanted to stay so much, but like I was thinking of my drag family and like my daughter and everything. So it's possible that she did go out of her way to throw it, but I'm not 100% sure. Who knows?
Allegedly.
Speculate down in the comments. Tell us if you think that Cordelia through the lip sync. I personally don't think so because I think she won the lip sync. But that's just me. Anyways, there's not much going on. Johnny just comes in and he tells us that the challenge today is that we are honoring the mother herself, the queen, the icon, one of the most influential pop icons in all of Mexico. We are celebrating Thalía, most well known for all of her music. She's also an actress every now and then, and she's also well known for her wild Instagram. She's the queen, the mother, the goddess of Instagram, and especially the stories. She's wild there. But yeah, she's very, very well known for her music. I was telling River before this that she probably knows her because she worked with Pablo Vittar, and David knows her because she's heard a couple of her songs before in both Drag Race Mexico and in Drag Race España, weirdly enough.
And she crossed over. She had a couple of minor hits in the United States back in 2003.
I was
I knew of her and of her name, but then when you played some of her songs, I was like, okay, I know the songs. I just didn't know it was her, but lovely.
Yes. Absolute icon.
And I googled her, and she is so stunning.
She is so pretty. She is so pretty, and she has so many looks to pull from, and so many references that could be done. There was a lot to play around with. Do I think we really played around with the best? I don't think so, but you know what? That's just me. But yeah, before we really get into the makeup and everything, we have a very special guest judge. We have Thalía's makeup artist that used to work with her. We have Alfonso Weitzman, who is well known for his makeup. And if you've seen Solo Las Más, you know this man. You know who this man is, and you know him from some of his wild fashions. Where
I wrote down, Alfonso comes in, he's wearing clothes.
Yeah, he's wearing clothes.
My first impression of him was in Solo Las Más, where he was wearing basically nothing when he was sitting on the judging panel in episode 1. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yes. And if you have the body, show it off. I will not critique him for doing so. And if you know you're hot, own it. And he knows he's hot and he can own it.
I remember my first thought about him when I first was introduced to him last year was he could be any sort of age in between a 30-year range and it wouldn't surprise me. And I still am not really sure. If you told me he was 60, I'd be like, okay. If you told me he was like 38, I'd be like, okay. So yeah, no idea. No idea.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even know how old he is. I could not tell you off the top of my head. Let me look this up. How old is Alfonso?
If he was Thalia's makeup artist, then like over 30, I would say.
Probably.
Near 40?
Yeah, I'm going to guess he's like 50s.
I would say like 45.
Okay.
That makes sense. My immediate thought was like in his 50s.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's look this up. How old is Alfonso?
What's the T? What's the T, Christine?
What's the T, Hunty?
Who's Christine?
He's 50. He's 50.
He's 50?
He was born in...
Okay.
Yeah, he was born in 74.
Okay, so in this he would have been like closer to what River guessed.
45,
like,
Yeah, 45 around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Like
that makes sense.
44, maybe. 4 years older than I am now.
Yeah. Wild. Absolutely wild.
Mm.
Yeah, he looks damn good. It must be all that surgery that he's done. But good for him. No, good for him. Good for him. Own it. But yeah, Alfonso just goes around and tells all of their queens like what they can do for their makeup, and all of them tell him the references that they're gonna do for Thalía. Not much happens. The only big moments that we have is that apparently Deborah and Eva are referencing the same music video and the same look, and so they're obviously gonna be competing against each other a lot because they're gonna be referencing the same thing, and so we get this kind of like idea of like who's gonna do better. Is Eva gonna do better, or is Deborah gonna do better? But that's not what takes up most of our time. What takes up most of our time is Deborah La Grande flirting with Alfonso Weitzman, and like widely so.
Yeah, I called this. I did not have subtitles, so I was just going off of what I was seeing. But I'm like, are they flirting? And you kept seeing all the other queens reacting. I'm like, I think they're flirting. I don't have anything to support it other than what my eyes are showing me. But I feel very validated knowing I called that.
Yes, they were flirting, and they were like not being any like subtle in any way, shape, or form. They were being
not
very
trying
sexual.
to hide it at all.
No, in any way, shape, or form. I was like, should I turn off the screen? Like, is this gonna turn into another type of video?
It's a different show, like
porno.
Yeah, am I on YouTube or am I in some X type of video? Like,
True
what's
that.
going on here?
What do they say? True that.
True
you know
that.
What I'm talking about.
True that.
True that. Yeah. River
True
doesn't
that.
know.
Yes.
Sure.
True that. Yes. Or Wata or whatever. Yeah, they're just flirting, and that takes up most of our time. And that's it. We also get a moment in which the girls are kind of calling out Lethal for something that she said last week. So last week when she was critiquing Margaret, she critiqued her on her eyebrows. She told her that she likes her eyebrows and that they're very staple, but that she would look better if her eyebrows were smaller and that they framed her face a little bit better. And what the queens are saying is that they don't really agree with that critique because Margaret's eyebrows are a staple of her drag, and therefore she shouldn't try to change her makeup just to fit in with what the judges want her to look like. And like they're all just very like, no one should change their makeup just to fit in. Everyone has a style of makeup that they do, and like we understand why people would want to give us critiques to look better, but we don't think that we really need to change up that much of our drag to really fit into this category. And so yeah, that was something that happened, and I thought it was interesting that like the judges said a critique and the girls were like, I don't care, I'm gonna do me.
That's funny because that reframes a little bit about my notes that I have for her and her look and her runway this week, because I thought she was doing that on her own, and I'm like, that's cool. That's cool that she decided to take a chance. I didn't know that she was coerced into doing it.
I think she kind of was, but at the same time, everyone was telling her that she didn't have to. But I think it's a mixture of both, right? The judges want to see versatility. The queens are telling her she doesn't have to do it because it's her staple, but Margaret chooses to do it anyways, just to like show that she can do it.
Yep.
Or like show that she can do it and show that she is listening to the judge. Because here's my thing. It really does bother me in the same way, like, no matter the show, like we just had Michelle recently like tell Ariete on the current season, like with the nose, like just it's would they say that my thing is, would they say the same thing to a girl or a queen that has pretty makeup and say that they need to change it up because it's the same? Like, no, let's just, it makes me mad. But I think Margaret was really smart because she's like, okay, I want to win the competition. I don't need to change my makeup outside of this. I can still do me after I do this. And so I think it's smart to do it for the competition because you don't have to do it after that. Like, you do whatever you want, you know?
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I am curious, though, since I didn't catch that in episode 2, was it like at the same level as that man? I never remember his name. His name's not worth remembering. The judge from Drag Race Mexico, when he came for Margaret and her makeup, because that pissed me off so badly.
It was a lot more chill. It was just like, hey, darling, so I know that you like to do your eyebrows like this, and I think it's really cool that you like to do it. I just think that it would frame your face better if you did it smaller. Like, very actual, like, helpful critique if you wanted to take it, like, for the eye, like, if you wanted to change up your eyebrow. But, like, it wasn't the way that...
It felt more like a suggestion. Not like you should do this, but like, I think it would look better if, like, that's different, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it was a very actual, like, nice critique. Like, it was a fair critique that they were giving her. Yeah. The other thing that we do have that happens in here is that we have a little moment in which the drag queens all explain what being a drag queen actually is. Because over here in Mexico, there's like this idea that drag queens are actually trans women or are like imitators or like celebrity impersonators. And they take the time to...
Transformistas.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. They're taking the time to be like, well, all of these things are different and they all have like a Venn diagram which could all coincide together. And some things could be true. You can be a trans woman that does drag. You can be a trans woman that is a transformista. And you could be a transformista that does drag, or all three together, or none. And so I really like this moment in which we are learning a little bit to all of those uninitiated what kind of is the difference between being a drag queen and being a trans woman and being a transformista.
They kind of started like... they got there, but I like the way that it built up because they were talking about makeup, and then they started talking about femininity and like what femininity is to them and how they like to express it. That's kind of what I got. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then they went to what drag is versus what transness is, and like kind of like the same. We had this conversation with other queens in other seasons, but like. Drag is what you do and trans is who you are. So like that's I like that they make that very clear. And like it's kind of different in the US, I feel, and in some countries in Europe it is a little more, people understand it a little bit better already. But in Brazil it's very similar to Mexico, or like, yeah, it was 6 years ago, but like a lot of people still don't understand really the difference and kind of lump it all together and think that people are just confused or like whatever. So even though we've seen this type of conversation a lot, I think it's always important when we have it, because it will eventually get to someone that still doesn't understand fully.
Wonderful. Well,
yes. I don't know if there was anything else from the lounge.
The lounge. No, we don't really have much more about the lounge. I don't have anything else written down. I don't know if you guys have anything that you want to mention that I have forgotten. Well, that means let's get to the runway. We have our judges, and it's the same judges that we've had before, plus Alfonso Weisman, who we have already introduced. This is the episode where Lorena calls Johnny a Disney adult and then asks him if he has gotten psychological help which I think is so funny. I think it's so funny. And also, here is where we get a lot more of Letal and Lorena being shady towards each other, because Lorena's like, "You're in my light." "No, you're in my light." "Well, I don't care about you." "Well, I think you're a bitch." I was living.
Two
I
divas
was
bantering.
living.
I live.
Yeah.
So good.
I'm just surprised by how much I'm liking her so far, because she really was not a standout to me in Solo Las Mas. I don't know if that's how you felt too, Eduardo, but I just felt like a lot of the other hosts that came in after her really like displayed a bit more personality. But I'm getting so much personality from her, and once again, like her face is like, does she have a filter on her face that's not on everybody else's face? Because it just looks flawless.
It's wild. It's wild how smooth her skin is. It's absolutely wild. Yeah. Beautiful.
I have to say, though, that Lorena has been killing the looks for me, and she looks beautiful. I like this dress. It just, the way that it didn't hit the floor, it just really got to me. It really got me.
It's going to be hard to top that episode 2 look for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was a good one.
So good.
Well, let's get to the actual runways and move on from the judges. Up first, okay, we have our category, which is La Más Thalía, which means the most Thalía. If you don't know who Thalía is, look her up. You should already know who she is by now, but if you don't, look her up. Okay, now we can get started. Our first queen is Deborah La Grande. What do we think?
Okay, so at first I was a little like confused because I didn't know. I didn't go that much into who Thalía is, so like I don't know the references. So I didn't know if she had like in her music videos and all that, if she did wigs and different hairstyles and different hair colors. So I didn't really know because they don't show the reference either.
Right.
So I don't know each specific reference, so I can't tell if they are being true to the reference or not. For any of the looks, right? So I just want to get that out of the way before I say anything and it comes out the wrong way. But I do like this hair a lot. I think the outfit is nice, but it's just it's not much. There's not much to look at. There's not much interest. I like that she took the detail of like the flowers to the shoe, and I appreciate that attention to detail. But even if it is a very close look to the reference, and it just, I don't know why you would pick such a simple reference. You know what I mean? So it's nice. She looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I would say it's nice. I don't know that I would say it's nice.
I mean, it's nice in the sense that like it's not horrible. You know, it's not ugly.
True. I do like that she has a look made out of daisies. I thought that was kind of cool to have like that flowery texture to it. But this really did remind me of like the season 2 of Drag Race Down Under, where episode 1 was a design challenge, and pretty much every queen was like, okay, what am I gluing to my corset? Like, it looks like this is a design challenge. She took a bunch of daisies and glued it to a corset, and that's it. It's a little frumpy. It feels like it's missing something at the bottom. I don't know. It just, for me, like, this was definitely one of the weakest looks of the night. This was in my bottom 2 pretty easily. I don't know. You were hyping her up in that first episode, Eduardo, and I don't know that I'm seeing it yet.
2 weeks ago, you know.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago. Yes, absolutely.
Definitely 2 weeks ago when we recorded that.
Well, you know, sometimes your fame outside of the drag competition doesn't really equate to you doing well in the drag competition.
Yep.
Yes.
Speaking of not doing well, Deborah, you know, I did know this reference. Thalía has this reference where she has this bustier that's made of daisies like this. So I got the reference. However, I just think it's pretty simple. I think there's not much going on here. I agree with a lot of what you say, David. I think it just looks like a design outfit that you just glued flowers into them, and then you just put some tulle around the waist so that you had a train. I still think she looks good. Like, she doesn't look bad, but it's definitely not my favorite. And in this category, there's several looks that I enjoy quite a bit more. So this one just fell a little bit short for me, and it did. Now looking at my scores, it did end up falling into my bottom two, but it does have some competition for it because there's some other looks that I think are close, but like I think this is unfortunately one of my least favorites because of just how simple it is, unfortunately.
Before we score, I want to know if this hair is true to the reference, to the look that she's referencing.
I don't, when I think of Thalía, I don't think of the white streak on the hair. Okay. So I don't.
But did she do it for the, like, maybe it's not her thing, but like maybe she did.
Let me just look at the picture real quick because maybe I am missing something, but I don't think so. I don't remember.
Because I even said before we started recording that I thought this was the same hair that she wore for week 1, but it's not. It's very similar though because it's also with the streak. But I thought it was the same, and I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't see it. I think she I don't think it was.
Okay.
Anyways, scores.
Because she looks good, I'll give it a 50.
A 50?
Yes.
Okay, that's also what I gave her.
Okay, work.
Well, I think I was a lot nicer than you. I gave her a 64.
Okay.
That's very nice.
Yeah, that's very nice. Yeah, I found the picture, and she doesn't have the white streak. It's this. And she doesn't have the white streak.
Okay, then I'll give it a 40.
A 40.
Because you're not even doing. Look, the look is this.
It's got blonde streak.
This corset, the shoe.
Yeah, but I think that's the sun
it's
hitting
the
her
lighting.
hair.
Right, like it's literally a corset, shoes, and the hair.
Yeah.
And you don't do the hair? I mean.
Yeah, the more that you mention it, the less I like it.
Come on.
I'm gonna change my score to a 50.
Okay. I'm gonna keep
lowering our score.
No, I love it, but I'm keeping mine at a 50. I still like it.
No, because I remember the bustier. I didn't remember the hair, and now that I saw the hair, I'm like, it's widely different. Absolutely not. Get it away from me.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's move on to someone that I think deserved better. We have Bárbara Durango with this look.
Okay.
What do we think?
I don't see what I kind of see what the judges were saying, but not really, because I didn't understand the lead, but not just that. But because I don't see how this was one of the worst. Like, maybe it's not, I don't know the reference, I don't know anything, but like just looking at it objectively as a look, yes, there are things that could have been done better, but like it is not bad. It's not, and it's not as bad as some other things that what we just saw. Like it's better than what we just saw. This shoe is so good.
Yes.
Like this is and the fact that the shoe matches the earring is, oh my god, it's good. Like the silhouette is good.
Shoe?
A what?
No,
a heelless shoe?
No, it has it does. I think it's a clear heel.
Oh, okay.
Is it? No, I think it's the. I think
or
it's the green.
Thin.
It's like a green shoe that she embellished.
Oh, that's also very possible. The lighting doesn't let me see. I just remember the beacon at the front.
Yeah, it is like a skinny heel on the back.
There you go.
I saw that. I like I like the actual garment, like the little crop top with the sleeves, and this skirt is really nice. I wish she had like a bigger fan because she's small, so like that fan was really small. Maybe the hair could have been different. Like the hair feels a little bit like it's dragging her down. Like the look just is very pulled down. But I thought it was creative, like the cactus in the back. Like, I don't know. It's not bad. I like it.
Yeah.
Is it true to the reference, though? If you know.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 3 weeks in a row, she's my top look. No, I'm just kidding. That ends this week. This is not my top look. It is my third favorite look, but I think there's a pretty clear top two personally. This was a little bit disappointing for me, for her. Like, she does look good. I agree with you. I just felt like it was a little too busy. Like, there's a little bit too much to focus on. Too many accessories going on. I think especially with the cactus back piece, you didn't need so much else, like, all over you. Like, I wish he had just kept it a little bit simple, and I think it would have been more effective. But overall, she still looks good. I think she's always going to look good to me. Yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think I am missing something because I don't see it. I don't see Thalía personally. I think I'm either missing the reference that she's doing or she just is doing it wrong. However, I think she looks good. I think she looks really good, and I really like this outfit. I think the embellishments on the bra and the ribbon on the shoe are really good and really. I do think it is a little bit top heavy. Like, there's a lot going on from the waist up, and I wish there was a little bit more either like going from the waist down or if the cactus was gone. Because I do agree with the judges. I did notice that it was like kind of falling a little bit down when she was walking down the runway. And with the hair, it was also kind of tangling in her hair. So I think the cactus could have had a different shape or been made with a different material.
Or a bag.
Yeah.
Like a cactus bag?
Or been lighter. I don't know. As I said, this does give Thalía energy. I'm just missing the reference fully of what this look is trying to reference. But I still think it's a good look that I think looks nice, and like she looks pretty in it. So overall, I like it. Yeah. Not much more I can say. Scores.
Yeah, I don't know why they were acting like this was horrible. It's a sensible 74.
I gave her a 70.
I gave her a 72.
Okay. I'm trying to look up because there's a list that shows what the references are for each look.
Maybe I'm missing it.
Yeah, it says that for this one, it is Amor a la Mexicana / Piel Morena. I don't know what those are. Are those songs?
Yes, they're songs.
Okay. So
it's probably from either a music video or a performance?
It must be, because like for these performances, she isn't particularly wearing what she's wearing on the look. She's wearing like
two different songs too. So that's
the first one that I'm looking at is like this look, and that's not what we're seeing right now.
No.
This is just straight up a mariachi look, which is very iconic. And let me look at the other one. Maybe the other one is like more along those lines. No, actually, I don't think so. I don't see it. There's a lot of different pictures for this one, actually, for Piel Morena. No, that's just her cover. No, I don't think so. Because like what I see is this, and this is not what we're seeing.
No.
And then we have this, which is a very low quality picture, but like this is also not what she's
not even the
us.
Same like color palette.
Yeah, no. So I'm still confused. But you know what? She looks good.
Okay.
Right.
Any score changes this time?
Because no. I think I'm gonna give it a 70 because it's not. I'll lower it a little bit because it's not the reference is not there, but it's fine.
Seeing everyone else's score, I think she's fine for me. So
okay,
for sure.
Yep.
Speaking,
Next.
Lord have mercy. We
Oh,
unfortunately,
I hope Lana, I hope she's in the background looking at this right now.
unfortunately, we do have to talk about Debra Men in this look specifically. What do we think?
Girl, do you really want to know? Because I don't think this can go on YouTube. I mean, look. I talked about the white panties before in another episode weeks ago, a long time ago. It's giving depends. Not as much as the other one because it's not high-waisted, but it is. Why this boot? This boot is the front of the shoe black and then the rest of the boot silver. And then the heel is also black.
I think she's wearing a boot cover that I don't know.
And
I don't know.
And then the corset is one thing, and it's separate from the bra. And then it's not a glove. It is a half sleeve. It just, everything about it is so confusing, and it's not good separate, and it's not good together. Like, everything is just, this is bad. Mama, this is garbage.
This is garbage.
Next. Exactly. Nope. Sorry. Next. I mean.
Yeah, I feel like over the years, like there's been 16 years or so worth of drag television programming in this kind of realm. And we've heard often the critique like, oh, you came out here in a bra, corset, and panties. And usually that's somewhat valid of a critique. This girl is literally in a black bra, a separate black corset, in some white panties.
That don't fit well.
Nope. They don't. They do not.
This is literally one of the worst things I've ever seen on a drag program. Ever. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. And I'm shocked that somebody else does the same reference later on in this episode. And it is so much better.
So good.
Insanely better.
I mean, Margaret Y Ya said it in one of her confessionals. There are so many looks that you can pull from by Thalía. And so picking the one where she's only wearing a bra, a corset, and some panties is a wild choice for me. So you have to do something interesting with it. And one of our girls did it. The other one is Debra Men. I am shocked that none of you have mentioned the god-awful wig and the god-awful makeup that she is wearing here. She looks a mess from head to toe. Everything is bad. Everything about this is bad. Nothing goes together. Like they're different shades of black. Like the bra and the corset are different shades of black. And then the white panty is not the same shade of white as the white in the arms. And then she's wearing a silver boot with black like tops, which are a different shade of the black bra and the black corset. Girl.
It's perplexing. This look is perplexed. I'm like,
I wish Lolita was here.
If you look at it too much, your eyes will burn. Like, it's just, oh my God.
Lolita would execute her.
Yeah, fully. I think she would be disqualified if Lolita saw this. Like, so Lolita would have to be medically removed because I think she would have a literal stroke from seeing this on stage. This is really bad. Yep. This is really bad. I love you, Debra Men. I think you are so charismatic and so cool. Yes. This is not it. This is not it. You look a mess. Love you, girl. Sorry. Next. Scores.
How? Where? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Look. Even if I were,
you can plead, right?
I know, but that's what I'm gonna say. Even if I were to score each piece that she is wearing individually, it would be a 0 for each. So honestly, I'm not like this is mama -1. I don't know. 0, bitch. I don't know.
I am taking points away from your past looks. I am not.
Exactly.
I honestly like I've been podcasting about this stuff for 2 years now. This is the closest I've ever been to bleeding. But I don't think I can bring myself to do that. So I'm gonna give her a 2.
I think that's even
One for
crazier.
each boob. Just one for
Yes.
each boob. That's it. You know what? You can't, but I can. I am pleading this look. This look is
Okay.
horrible with capital H. Horrible. This is my sleep paralysis demon.
You know what? I don't
I
want
will-
to. I hate to do this, but do you remember that man from Philippines season 1 where he called Eva La Queen trash?
Mhm.
This is trash.
This is
Yeah.
This is
I'm a
this is
Throw
trash.
it away. Throw it
away,
away.
burn it,
in a fire.
like
I need a
burn it
priest
and
to
then throw
come
the
do
ashes
something about
away in the
this.
ocean. So it's very like as
Okay.
far away as possible.
I'm a
from you.
trash.
Lord have mercy.
We
Someone
gotta get
help
this
me.
off of our screen.
Yeah, please. Moving on.
Please,
We
get it
have
off.
Okay, much
my
better.
Margaret
Much
Yeah.
better.
Okay.
We have Margaret Yeah doing 2, in comparison, incredible looks.
Mhm.
Right. I mean, she did a wig reveal for the standard that we have here, mama.
Yes.
You know. Okay. So I liked it at first when she came out. The first look, I love this huge hair. And I like the is it stars that she has like on the pantyhose? Is like stars or like there's something
Mm.
Yeah, I
there.
think there's
I don't know if it's stars or hearts. But I like the way that it looks. Like I don't know. It just I liked it for some reason. I just was very upset at this shoe. I hate the shoe. I hate these shoes. Hate it so much. But the first outfit I think is fine. I don't know the reference again, but like it's fine. But the way that she presented and like she fully walked the runway and was like kind of like seeming like she was done, and then she was like, no, wait, I have something for you. And then she did the reveal. And it was just like, it really caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it. And it was executed well, the reveal. And then she did a wig reveal. And then this next outfit that she has is pretty good. I just don't understand the cut of this penny in the front.
Mhm.
Mhm.
What is going on and why? And who did this to you?
Who told you this was okay?
Girl, other than the shoe and the cut of this panty, I like it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's very interesting. This is probably actually my favorite week for her so far. What's really interesting is that first look, like really all that look is she has the cape like pulled up and tied in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't work as well as it does, but I actually really like it as a look by itself. I think the wig has a lot to do with it too, though, because I love a good voluminous draggy wig. And immediately when she came out, I was like, oh, she switched up her makeup. That's cool. I didn't realize she was kind of coerced into doing it, but I thought it was refreshing once. Like, I don't mind seeing a different side, but I definitely want her to bring her signature makeup back moving forward. But yes, she does her reveal, which is cool, which is clean. Overall, though, I like it a little bit less than the first look, and it's absolutely because of that high cut panty. That's what's throwing me off with that. Other than that, I think she looks great. Like, I think this is a very strong week for her. She's easily in the top 2.
Yeah, this is definitely a strong week for Margaret yet again. I like both of these looks, and I specifically like the second look because it's one of the most iconic references or looks that Thalía has. And for the first time, she got it right. She does have a blonde streak in this look. So congratulations, Margaret. You did it right.
Thank you.
Well done. But the first look, I think, is really good. And I agree with you, David. Like, this is just the skirt of the second look wrapped around her, and it really shouldn't work as much as it does, but it really does, and it like is fashionable and it's still sexy, and the hair is great. I like the crown that she has with this hair, the frizzy like hair. I think really brings me back to what I think the reference that she's trying to make. I really appreciate a lot about this, and yet again, the second look I think is one of the most iconic Thalía looks that has ever been done. Like, this is one of the looks that I first think of when I think of Thalía. And I also, like, understand why she went with this cut, because this look also has, like, a wide cut in the original one. But I think Margaret took it a little bit too far, where it does look a little bit weird. Like, I do see where you guys are coming from. It is just a little too high up and a little too wide compared to the original. Yep. However, I still think that both of these looks are successful and good and would have worked alone, like whether each one would have worked the wrong way. So overall, good job to Margaret.
Can I just say one thing about the panty? Because I was just thinking of this. Like, here's why it bothers me so much. Because if a person with a vagina that is this shape and size were to wear this, it would be just pussy out, like vagina everywhere, like lips hanging out, like what is happening? I just like, yes, copy the reference, but then translate it to your body type, because like any woman with this body type would not be wearing a thong, like it just anyway.
Scores.
I'll give this, because it's two looks, a 77.
I gave her an 80.
I gave her a 78. Moving on, we have Lana. Lana is doing a look that I do know, so I am happy to see this look. Anyways, what do we think?
I really like it. Like, I was going to say I love it, but like the one thing that really keeps me from really going all the way is the fit. Is the fit, especially in the middle part. And the judges do get into it, and she says that like she lost weight, I think, right?
That's what she said.
Right. Which makes sense, because then it did, because there was a fit issue, but because it was too large, it was like folding in places that it was not supposed to fold, and like it was visibly that it didn't fit her correctly. But if it did, it would have been great, because the outfit is actually, I love it. Yeah. I love it. If it fit her body perfectly, it would have been a slam dunk, because it's so beautiful. Like the flowers, the shape of the, I love it. It's so good. It was just really unfortunate that it didn't fit.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. Like, it could have been in my top 3, but there are a couple of reasons why this is number 4 for me of the night. But like you said, it's the fit issue. And once again, like, I think it can't just be the look itself. Like, she's not cinching, right? Am I crazy?
I don't know. Maybe she is, and her clothes
are not forming around the cinch.
Yeah,
maybe. But the thing that really bothered me, and I thought that's what you were going to say, River, is the wig line in this was atrocious. Like, she had such a rough wig line. Yeah. And you can't tell in this picture, but like in the video, I was like, wow, that's an awful wig line. Go back and watch it if you have time. But it was just those two things that kind of dropped it a few points for me. Still good enough to not be in the bottom two, I would say.
Yeah, this is a really good look for me. Yet again, Lana finds herself in a situation in which she just can't find clothes that fit her properly, which is really unfortunate in this scenario, because this is a really faithful like recreation of the original look. And I think she also gives her own Lana spin with the hair and the makeup, which I think give it like its own originality. It's just almost there, unfortunately. I feel very similar to this that I felt about like Margaret's thong. It's just like I see where you're going. However, there's just some slight issue that if you would have fixed it, it would have been absolutely perfect for me. And unfortunately, it isn't. Uh, and at this point, I'm starting to question whether or not Deborah's reference did actually have a white streak, because every other reference that does have the white streak, I've found. So I'm starting to question myself, because this one does have the white streak as well. So I'm starting to question myself. Maybe I got a wrong picture. Who knows? Anyways,
Or maybe she's just used to that being a signature of hers, so she's like, I'm gonna make it work for this look.
Yeah, who knows? But this one is, as I said, a really faithful recreation of this look, and yet again, it's a really iconic look from Thalía. So overall, I am mostly satisfied. It's just the fit that leaves a little bit to be desired, but it's still good. I still like it. So scores.
79.
68.
78. Well, let's move on to the one we've all been waiting for. We have Eva Blunt.
Okay.
I mean,
now listen. Do I think she could have picked a different reference that where she could have done more with it? Yes. With her picking this reference though, which is a very simple look when it comes to the base of it, she did the most that she could with a simple look. And to me, that's what needs to be done. If you're going to do a simple look, you got to elevate everything that you can on the simple look. And she did. First of all, it looks good. Second of all, it matches. Third of all, her shape is great. The wig, actually here, I like this wig. It looks good on her. And it just works with her face. I hadn't seen her in a wig like this before, and I really loved it. And then the gag, like, first of all, even before she lit those titties, she was giving confidence. The presentation was already good. But then, like, it was just a moment. Like, the confidence and the nerve to do, like, fire tits on the runway, it's auntie to me, honestly.
Yeah.
My favorite, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is wild that two people could pull the same reference and be on such opposite ends of the spectrum for me, because this was also my favorite, and it's my favorite of the first 3 episodes so far. If you look up simple but effective in the dictionary, this is it. Like, this is the most simple that could be so effective. I don't know how it's working for me. It's giving me a little bit of Velma from Chicago. I even got like a little bit of like old school Raven from this. But just the theatrics of it, that's what I come to expect from Lamas. Like, not only really good looks, but I want to see a really big statement in how you perform it on the runway, because that's what I know Lamas to be. And this is the closest I've gotten to that so far this season. I just was mesmerized. Like, sure, the look itself is simple, but just everything that she did, the whole package really worked for me. Favorite look of the season so far.
I mean, Eva just really showed these girls how to do the damn thing. Like, the judges said it. You don't have to dance to allure your audience. You can make magic happen many different ways. And what Eva did is she made magic happen by, like, putting fire on her boobs. And it worked perfectly. It worked perfectly. This look should just not have a great score, because it's a simple look, right? It's, in like all fairness, it's still a corset with a bra and like with nice boots and everything, and they all match, which is better than we've gotten before.
And the material is nice.
And the material is nice, and the wig is good, and the makeup is good. So, already a huge improvement. But then she elevated it so much by just performing the fuck out of this outfit. And she just did something that I have not seen done before. I knew this look was coming. This is one of the most iconic looks in this season, in my opinion. I remembered, like, when I remembered Eva Blunt in La Más Draga, I think of this look. I remember this very exact moment where she lights her tits on fire. And once I saw it again, it brought me so much joy again, because I was like, damn, she still is that girl. She's always been that girl, and she will forever be that girl. The look itself is simple, but she makes some absolute magic with it, and that's why it's also my favorite. Like, goddamn.
And here's why, and tell me if you agree with me, because this look, because of course, because we don't have like challenges to perform like we do on Drag Race, we count not just the look but also the full presentation of it all. But to me, this is not fashion, but this is drag. This is drag.
Yes, this is absolutely what I would want to see if I went to an Eva Blunt show.
Yeah.
Like, if I went to a bar and I saw that Eva Blunt was gonna be performing there, I would want to see something like this. Absolutely.
Yeah. So good.
Scores.
85.
82.
83.
Nice.
Well, that was all of the looks. We went through some ups and we went through some lows.
The trenches.
Yeah, we were in the trenches at some point. Luckily for us, the winner of La Más Thalía is Eva Blunt, because obviously.
Period. Hello.
Obviously. And funnily enough, her twin is in the bottom. We have Bárbara Durango and Debra Men in the bottom two.
Yes. But also, just a little note, because we have like the voting of the judges, right? The girls don't see it, but we see like when they're saying who was their más and menos, right? Eva was the first person that won unanimously. She was every judge's más.
Right.
And that work.
That tells you a lot.
Yeah. And we also saw that both like Deborah and Deborah were split for the menos for the judges. So I was certain that they were going to be the bottom two. What threw me off throughout the judging, though, is so I didn't have the subtitles, like I've said, but I could just tell whatever they were saying to Bárbara, she was not happy. Like, I've not seen anybody this whole season so far look so upset while receiving critiques. She just seemed really mad and sad at the same time.
Yeah. Once they came back onto the stage to like know the like who won and who was in the bottom two, Bárbara did make a statement of like, I see what you guys are saying by this look. Like, I just thought I would do better, and I was really proud of this look, and I understand now. So like, I think she was really disappointed in herself more than anything. Like, she was really frustrated that she didn't do as well as she thought she would do. And then she was like, yeah, I'm sure that I'm gonna have a lower score. And then Lorena straight up tells her, yeah, you're one of the bottom two. So there was no mystery there. And so since we knew one of the bottom two, there was no shock when the other one happened, because we all saw it from a mile away.
Because I was wondering when they said that Deborah was in the bottom two, then everybody just started like reacting like we already have our bottom two. And I'm like, wait, that's only the first one. But I didn't catch that they told Bárbara.
Yeah, they told Bárbara that she was in the bottom two, like first thing that she came in. Like, yeah, you're in the bottom, darling. Okay, let's go to our winner.
That's crazy though. Like, truly, honestly, why was it not the Battle of the Debs?
Yeah. Rehashing of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lord have mercy. Well, we do have a lip sync to Arrasando by Thalía, which some of you may know this song. This is a great song, but some of you may know this song because it was a lip sync in Drag Race España season 2. This is the lip sync in which Onyx went home. This was Diamante Mary Brown versus Onyx in season 2 of Drag Race España. We had this song, and now we're listening to it again here in La Mas. And what did we think of this lip sync?
Right? Because this was filmed before.
Yeah, this was filmed before.
So,
this was filmed before.
Good point.
Fair is fair. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I will say, like, probably the first third of it, I kept looking at Bárbara and I'm like, she looks mad. She looks like she's not having fun. She looks really upset to be there. And I'm like, girl, you have to get out of your head. Like, I understand you don't deserve to be there, but wake up, do something. And she really did. She really did. Like, at first I was like, well, Deborah's definitely winning this. But Bárbara picked it up. She picked it up, and you could tell she was having fun with the song, like, near the end. I think she absolutely did enough to stay, especially with her track record, which I think she's been doing fairly well throughout this competition. But yeah, Deborah, I'll give her props. Like, I think this is the strongest lip sync we've had so far. Both of them were strong, but I think Bárbara really found a way to have an upward trajectory, and that really worked for me.
Okay. Well, I think that they both did good. But to me, they were giving two different types of intensity in the face. And I feel like Deborah's really just made more sense with the song. Because, like, a song about, it's like a happy kind of song. Like, you know, it's not a mad or like it's the emotional connection to the song didn't feel like it. Bárbara just felt disconnected from what the song was talking about, but the performance was good and she knew all the words and it was a lot of words. But Deborah's interpretation and approach to the song, I personally enjoyed it more, but I didn't want to see Bárbara go, even though I think to me she lost this lip sync, but like, I'm not mad, you know.
Well, funnily enough, in both here in this podcast and in reality, we had a tie. Between.
So you're the Letal.
I am Letal. I am living my Letal. And I will say, I think this definitely is the best lip sync that we've had so far. I think both of these queens did a good job. The bar is in hell, though. I will say that. The bar is in hell. So even doing slightly well, it's already better than what we've had before. And I did find myself constantly looking at one of these queens more than the other one. And it might just be my bias because I want to keep seeing more from her. And I think the other one just kind of has run her course. So for me, Bárbara did win this lip sync. For me. Which, funnily enough, is exactly what Letal thought because Debra Men went home.
Bye, Debra Men.
Bye, Debra Men. Love you, Debra Men. Yeah, she just needs a little more polish, I think. And I think now she has
more
it.
Cooking.
She definitely has it now. Yeah, because if you go into her Instagram now, you can see a lot of growth from before. But yeah,
I'm scared to check any of their Instagrams until after the season because
that's absolutely fair.
If there is any sort of slight spoiler, I don't want to see it.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. But yeah, I think Debra Men was such a charismatic and cool queen. Unfortunately, it just wasn't her time. So RIP, Deborah, you will be missed. And luckily for us, we don't have to have a fight between the Deborahs and the Debbies and the Deborahs, and now we only have Deborah.
You know, I just realized I was close to having my predictions continue to be correct because I had Bárbara being 6th place.
You were close.
But Deborah, I had her at 4th place. So
damn. Well,
See,
unfortunately,
I don't agree with the result of the lip sync, but I do agree with her being eliminated.
Yeah.
Because just from wearing that look, they didn't even have to lip sync. Like, just eliminate her right away. Don't even finish the runway. Like, when she came out, like, just go by.
walk off the
Walk
stage
around,
and
Like,
go home.
walk back. Go
Walk
back.
out the
Go
studio.
pack your shit.
Go
Like,
back to Mexico City.
where you belong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go back
Damn,
to
you sound like
Mexico
some of the
City
people
where-
online that I've heard.
Oh no! Don't compare me to that.
Huh.
Not that.
You sound like some people with the red cap.
The American over here
No.
saying, "Go back to Mexico City."
You know what? This
You see,
ending
we
of
had
this
already
episode
taken
sums
away.
up perfectly what all of this was.
Yeah,
The journey.
we had already taken away David's like honorary Latino card. This just like locks it up in the
No.
vault
You're
for
done.
never for it to be seen. It will never be seen again. Absolutely not. We are not having this. Absolutely not.
Oh my God.
Well, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you thought. Do you think Debra Men should have gone home? Absolutely say yes. If you say no, I will judge you harshly. Do you think Bárbara should have been in the bottom two? No. Do you think Eva should have won
Do you
this
think that we recorded this in different days?
or different weeks?
Let me know.
Huh. Did we record this in all one go or did we record this in 3 separate weeks? You tell us. We don't know. Who knows? Anyways, yeah, all of our links are down in the description. All of our audio, like for our podcast listeners, will be down in the description below. You can also get your merch at lanasgcreations.etsy.com, where you could get your cup, your bottle, your shirt, your socks, and all of your other merch. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and cheers!
Cheers.
Cheers.